somebody was like, Pap, can you do a video on how Air Force basic training changes you? And I'm like, you probably heard all the, yeah, it's gonna teach you discipline and structure and routine, blah, blah, blah. You probably heard and seen that 1,000 times. But for me personally, bro, it's going to teach you how to operate under stressful environments, how to operate when you're tired. It's going to teach you how to think critically, all right? And last but not least, you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired for the next 7.5 weeks up until it's time for you to separate from military. That's one thing that Air Force basic training does to you. It makes you tired. It makes you sleepy. And that's the foundation of your tiredness will start. Basic training, because you go to sleep. I'll say you go to sleep pretty late. I mean pretty early, like 8, 9 o'clock. But you waking up at 4:30 every morning. You know what I'm saying? Like that 0 week, when you first get the basic, bro, you might not go to sleep till like between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. And you gotta be right back up in 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on, you know, how you get to San Antonio. For me, with me already being in Texas, it was only like a 5-hour drive to Lackland. So I got there at a pretty decent time. But if you flying and all that shit, and by the time you get to the base, it may be 12 o'clock. And you still gotta like go through the little mini in processing that you do when you first get there. So it just depends on what time you go to sleep. But that's where it starts, bruh. The tiredness. It starts at basic. And you gonna see throughout your career how you always tired, how you always sleepy. It don't matter how much sleep you get throughout your career. You're gonna be tired. Tired of hell. And I've been separated for 7 years and I'm still tired. Still tired. If it's one thing that I took from basic training, bro, is you gonna be sleepy. You're gonna be sleeping. And then, bro, some days in basic training, it's not all about marching and push-ups and all that. Some days you're gonna be in class all day. You know what I'm saying? And them depending on like your teacher for the day, them teachers be boring. They be boring, bro. And you gotta sit through these long ass PowerPoints and presentations with this monotone ass teacher, and it's gonna be hard to stay awake. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the class is gonna be cold, and I like being cold. So if I'm cold in a boring setting, goddamn, I get sleepy. You know what I'm saying? So trying to stay awake doing them presentations is gonna be a struggle, and you better not fall asleep, and you better not get caught falling asleep, because that's gonna be your ass. You know, so that's the main thing that changed for me. I would say that, you know, they know that you're tired, and when you're tired and sleepy, you're prone to make mistakes, and so they're trying to get you to make mistakes, to, you know, get you to mess up. And if and when you mess up, because you will, they'll teach you and tell you what you did wrong and how to operate, or what you should have done. You know, so that would be my take on it. That would be my advice to you. Is just be prepared to be sleepy, and be prepared to think in a way. Wait, what I'm trying to say? Be prepared to know how to make sound decisions when you're tired, because you will. Because it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say it's simulating a deployment, but it's gonna be times if and when you deploy, you're gonna be tired of hell, and you can't be tired in a hostile environment. So everything that you do in basic is to prepare you and get you right for the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would tell you, or tell anybody that has the same question as you. So yeah, man, it's fun. You know, if you ain't ever been yelled at, you may struggle, but I think a lot of people that haven't been yelled at, basic especially, you go see how pressure breaks pipes when people get yelled at, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's the funniest thing to witness, and it's also kind of sad, because how have you grown up to become at least 18 and you ain't never been yelled at? That shit be bothering me, and it's funny. You know, I had a person cry day one. Hell, it wasn't even day one. It was night one. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even been in basic a full, not even 12 hours, and it was in that whole breaking down, booing, crying and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a long 8.5 weeks for y'all. See, it was 8.5 weeks for me, so it's only 7.5 weeks for y'all. So yeah, it's tough. You know, so if you could handle being yelled at and being stressed out for them next two months, man, you gonna be straight, bro. I know it's getting a little harder because they emphasizing more or spending more, or they prioritizing more PT. So if you already getting ready and getting in shape, you have nothing to worry about. It's just PT. It's just push-ups. It's just sit-ups. It's just pull-ups. It's just footer kicks. It's just running. Your life ain't on the line. You will be okay. Now, going in the wintertime, that's tough. I went in the wintertime, and it was brutal. And it's only been getting colder these last few years in Texas. I don't know what's going on, but it's been getting chilly as fuck down here in Texas. So I think he said he was going in January. GG's. Yeah, cook your ass from the freeze. And you bald headed too? Woo-wee! Woo-wee! You gonna feel that breeze, boy. You gonna feel that breeze, but yeah. That's what I would tell you to be prepared for. Be prepared to be tired. Be prepared to be sleepy. Be prepared to be stressed out for 7.5 weeks. Alright? Once you get that in your mind frame that, you know, this is what it is, you're gonna be straight. And once you get into routine, you're gonna learn how to operate while being tired. Alright, so I hope this helps somebody that's getting ready to go to Air Force basic training. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications, and I'm out, dog.